You're watching BBN Tonight on your official UK sports station, LEX 18. Presented by Central Bank, the official bank of UK athletics.
Welcome back to BBN Tonight. For this segment, let's check in with the voice of the Wildcats, Tom Leach.
He's here to talk hoops and football headlines with us. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Oh, we were talking Christmas shopping.
Well, listen, everyone needs a little bit more of a present this year because the UK basketball team isn't giving it to us right now. Your thoughts on another loss for this team and what looks to be, some crumbling kind of from the inside out when we're talking about just the chemistry here?
Yeah, they're just working through a lot of issues, it looks like right now, on the court and off. They had a guy named Sean Vinsel from a site called Hoops Insight that does a lot of deep analytics, and had him on my show this morning. We were talking about when they are playing well, they play really well. The unfortunate thing is when they play poorly, they play really poorly. It's just a wide gap that they've got to be able to make the bad not so bad and sustain the good for longer. And it's the bad news is it's probably not something that can happen in the snap of your fingers. Hopefully they can make some progress because they're up 6 points with about 13 minutes to play and look to be in good shape. Carolina hits one free throw, then they miss the second, back tip out the miss, which is something they've done back to Dean Smith. And I know they worked on that in preparation for Carolina. They tip it out, something Kentucky should have, not let them do, should have been ready for. They get a three out of that, and all at once it's a 2-point game, and Kentucky goes 9 minutes without a basket, and it just kind of unraveled. Most of their offensive rebounds they gave up, most of the turnovers they had came in those last 10 or 12 minutes.
Which, again, is like you said, when they play bad, they play really bad. Well, Coach Cal addressed the unrest on his bench toward the end of the game with some frustrations from both Cameron Fletcher and Terrence Clark. Take a listen.
Again, you got to accept your position on this team. Whatever minutes you get. And Cam was mad he didn't play more. I'm like, the guys in front of you are playing. Lance played out of his mind. I thought Devin played better. Cam came in and apologized after. But they don't understand that with 4 minutes to go, we had a chance to win the game. And you cop an attitude. It's the immaturity of that.
Of course, Cal has since asked Fletcher to take some time away from the team. Kind of strange. Mary Jo pointed out maybe he should be here to work through those issues. It's just kind of a strange situation, Tom.
Yeah, it is. And when, things are going the way they are now, all of that gets to be a bigger deal. Yeah. I remember Cal and Daniel Orton going back and forth at each other, down in the SEC tournament. It was actually in the SEC tournament first round, if I remember correctly, in Cal's first year. And then they put that behind them. Cal's, I will say, he's not anybody that he will let his guys come back at him, and they don't hold nobody holds any grudges. So, I think he's going to coach those guys hard. And, if you're not ready for that, then, that has to be dealt with. But just everything's a bigger deal when it's going like it is right now.
And, I wonder too, Tom, Kenny Payne was such a middleman who dealt with the players so well between the players and Cal to kind of get them on the same page. And that might be something that's also missing this year. Also want to address the lack of playing time for Dante Allen. Lots of fans, wanting to see him play, especially when you think he could help the team. But take a listen to what Cal said.
I'm giving these guys that are in front of him the room that they need to be able to miss shots to see, because I think we go in practice, they make shots. They're making them in the game. And it's not, I come out every time I make I miss a shot. It's obviously, you guys know that's not true. So you try to give them room and encourage them to shoot.
Tom, on the flip side, if Dante could get more minutes in, couldn't we find out if he could be that guy that becomes the outside shooter?
Possibly. It certainly, it could happen. I think where the squeeze right now is that if you look at those analytics I referred to earlier, they are playing their best basketball. Those good stretches of good Kentucky come when Askew and Mintz are on the floor together. Or I don't know exactly the reason, but the numbers are what they are. They're much better when those two guys are on the floor for long stretches. So if those two guys are going to be on the floor for long stretches, and Clark and Boston are your most talented players, maybe not your best players right now, but they are their most talented players, then there's a squeeze on minutes, which I can understand. And maybe could they play 4 perimeter guys, and maybe a guy like Dante works into the mix more, or at some point do you have to move one of the other guys back that you think maybe is more talented and give somebody else a shot? All of that, I guess, is in play until they get it figured out.
Tom, only about 30 seconds left. Can you just tell us about the bowl game and Kentucky going to a 5th straight? Your thoughts?
Yeah. One quick thing I will say, I think Mary Jo makes a good point about Kenny Payne, too. I will add that. That's really makes a lot of sense. And the bowl game's just they're playing the 24th ranked team in the country. It's a chance to have if it goes well, you get a big win. It's a great way to finish off the season. And if it doesn't, it's, not that big a deal. They're looking to have a positive experience out of this. And I think your all's point about everybody that wants to still play is a really positive sign to me.
All right. Thanks so much, Tom. We appreciate it.
You're watching BBN Tonight.